my name is Dr. Catherine Buck and I'm a registered GP. Today we will be looking at one of my clients, Juliet Hopper, who primarily battled cervical cancer, which consequently led to the secondary effect of an onset of drug-induced psychosis. We will explore her journey from the beginning right to the end, which will include her personal experiences, the trajectory of the illness, the health professionals involved, and how the perceptions of mental illness in the community is influenced by the media.
Hi, my name is Juliet Hooper. I'm 25 years old and I'm a management consultant, and I've suffered from cervical cancer. I've been suffering from fibromyalgia, which has been derived from cancer for over 5 years, where I've experienced severe pain that inhibits my ability to perform daily activities. The symptoms that arose from my illness included a loss of appetite, weight loss, chronic fatigue, a few minor bone fractures, as well as leakages of urine and faeces from the vagina. My daily job as a management consultant has been an ongoing struggle and an embarrassment, as the excruciating pain interrupts my ability to concentrate on my work and perform any daily activities. I've got to the point in time where the pain was so agonising that I approached my GP so that I could find a way of escaping the constant discomfort associated with my illness. I've been taking a lot of medication over the years, but they've done nothing besides damage my internal organs. As a last resort, my GP made the suggestion that I should try medical cannabis. According to my GP, medical cannabis may work to stop neurological effects and muscle spasms that come from multiple sclerosis by protecting nerve fibres from the damages caused by the fatal disease. I've taken on board my GP's suggestions to at least try the medical cannabis, as the other drugs were causing internal damages. To my relief, after inhaling the medical cannabis for some time, the pain that I once experienced became a thing of the past. I feel as though without consuming my medical cannabis, my condition will take over my life. This cannabis is my way of blocking the feeling of intense pain.
Describe how clients with the condition interact with health and human service professionals.
So Juliet, what did your last GP suggest you do? Recommend you do?
Well, the medication I was on before damaged my liver, and so my last GP recommended I try medical cannabis to alleviate my pain.
If Juliet were to develop a dependency on the drug, she will require treatment from several health and human services. As the National Cannabis Prevention and Information Centre 2011 states, individuals with co-occurring problems may need support and advice to find someone who suits their particular needs and, or may need to consider seeking the help of more than one mental health specialist, such as a clinical psychologist and a psychiatrist. A GP or counsellor can help develop a mental health care plan to coordinate treatment.
Somewhat become really dependent on my medical cannabis, almost as if I'm addicted to it. I turn to it the first sign of pain, and I constantly had to make these costly appointments to see you in order to get my prescriptions. I was just wondering, are there any other methods in which I may bulk buy my medical cannabis?
Well, look, Juliet, the main aim will be to actually take you off the drug. This will require the help of psychologists as well as physicians. The psychologist will aid you in the recovery process by using cognitive behavioural therapy. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, as you would know, this includes managing any triggers, in fact, that may cause you to return to using, and motivational approaches as well, which will include encouragement and motivation to allow you to change. I will develop a treatment plan for you, which will include exercises, appointments, and most importantly will require the support from your peers and your family. Do you have a close group of friends?
Yeah, I sure do.
And who do you live with? Do you live alone?
Yeah, I live by myself.
No worries. And do you see your family on a regular basis?
Yeah, pretty much every weekend.
Okay, fantastic. That is really important because both your family and peers will aid in intensive family therapy-based interventions, which will actually end up giving you the support that you do need in order to recover. And look, it is also really important as well that you don't become dependent on the medical cannabis for two reasons. One being the expense, and the other being that it is associated with psychosis. Around 1 in 10 cannabis users do actually experience unpleasant experiences. These can include confusion, hallucinations, anxiety, and paranoia. The same person may have either pleasant or unpleasant effects, depending on their mood and circumstances. These feelings are usually temporary. Although as the drug can stay in your system for some weeks, the effect can be long-term for some users. As you are not experiencing these minor short-term symptoms, you must take into consideration the risk of the long-term issues. Regular use of the drug has appeared to double the risk of developing a psychotic episode or even long-term schizophrenia.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering, are there any relevant studies to my condition?
There sure are. There are 3 actually major studies that followed large numbers of people over several years and showed that these people who use cannabis do have a higher than average risk of developing schizophrenia. If you start inhaling it before the age of 15, you are actually 4 times more likely to develop a psychotic disorder by the time you are 26. It seems that the more cannabis someone used, the more likely they were to develop these symptoms. Now look, I do have a graph for you to look at. Person A has normal development expression of sub-threshold psychotic experiences that are both mild and transient. Person B has similar expression but longer persistence because of additional environmental exposure, whereas person C has prolonged persistence and subsequent transition to clinical psychotic disorder because of repeated environmental exposure, that is, repeated cannabis use.
How would you portray mental illness within the community?
Look, through my eyes, the media does portray mental illness, in particular psychosis, incorrectly. In essence, film and drama do have an important role in influencing the audience about mental illnesses like psychosis. Research has actually demonstrated a link between the negative portrayals of mental illness in the media and negative beliefs among the community, creating a stigma associated with mental illnesses. Because of the media, anyone with mental illness is thought to be violent, eccentric or self-obsessive. Do not get me wrong, some individuals who suffer from mental illnesses do act in this manner. However, this is not true for everyone and therefore should not be stereotyped by the media.